Today, I'm going to reveal the exact YouTube strategy that smart agency owners and consultants are using to attract high ticket clients without spending a fortune on ads. This isn't about getting millions of views or going viral. It's about creating a strategic system that turns YouTube viewers into premium clients who pay $5,000, $10,000, or even more per month for your services. Trust me, when I first started creating content for my old real estate agency, I landed 2 clients from videos that barely got a few hundred views each. This is an absolute cheat code that people still aren't taking advantage of. If you're an agency or online business owner and you're looking to attract high ticket clients consistently, this is the most important video you'll watch all year. And by the end, you'll have a complete blueprint on turning YouTube viewers into high ticket clients, even if you're starting from zero. So let's jump right into it. Okay. Now, if you're starting from scratch and you want to get started on YouTube, this is the exact process you need to follow. What's not included is actually creating a YouTube channel. If you don't already have a YouTube channel, go make one, then come back to this video. Now, the process is split up in 6 different parts. Step 1 is ideation. Step 2, research. Step 3, packaging. A big highlight on step 3. This is probably the most important step in the entire process. So you want to make sure you take notes on this specifically as well. All of it's important, but this really makes a big difference. Step 4 is the scripting. Step 5, recording. Step 6, uploading. And then something that I forgot to add actually is, let's do this. Step 7, collecting cash. There we go. So we do this correctly and we make some money from it as well. Okay, there we go. We'll fix that later. So step 1. Ideation. Now, before we talk about actually coming up with ideas, you need to have a deep understanding on who you're creating content for. And I have a list of questions here for you to write down, take a screenshot of, and just answer these questions. That way you have a clear mind and it's very obvious who you want to create content for. If you're a business owner, agency owner, obviously you know who you sell to, but just write it down, make it even more clear in your mind. Those questions are for your audience: who, what, when, where, why. This is asking who are they, what do they want, when do they want it, where do they live, and why would they be interested in your content, product, or service? What are their dreams and desires? What are their problems and failures? And what do they fear? This can help you identify your perfect avatar. By doing this, you're going to attract prospects who are in your niche and need help along the way. And here's exactly how you're going to help them: by providing solutions. So, what are you promising your listeners? What is your solution to their problems? And exactly what are you offering them? Write that down. It's going to make the rest of this process a lot more simpler. All right, now let's talk about the actual content funnel, which is going to strategically help you separate your ideas and have an understanding of the type of content you should be posting to attract high ticket clients. So let's start at the top here. We have our top of funnel where we want to get as many eyeballs as possible. We're problem aware here. We're having general how-to videos, takes and opinions, very broad content. Below that, we have our middle of funnel content where we're doing ICP problem solving. ICP is ideal client prospect. Don't think I said that a second ago, but that's what ICP is if you don't know. And this is where we're solution aware. So we know what problems our ICP is facing and we have the solution to it. And we solve those problems by creating step-by-step tutorials, non-student case studies, very specific targeted content. So top of funnel, very broad content; middle of funnel, very specific targeted content. And then lastly, bottom of funnel content. This is where we build trust and convert. This is where we show proof that the solutions we give in our middle of funnel content actually work. And we show that proof in the form of case studies, interviews, personal stories, and podcasts. Now, because the nature of this video is how to come up with a strategy to attract high ticket clients, that's going to make our top of funnel here not as necessary, pretty useless, because again, getting hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views isn't really worth anything if those views are coming from people who can't purchase your high ticket service or product. So we want to get very specific in our targeting, and we want to focus more so on middle of funnel and bottom of funnel here. Let's look at a couple examples. That way it's very clear what I'm talking about. So top of funnel here: how to get so many clients it feels illegal, how to get so rich you question the meaning of making money, dopamine detox is a cheat code to success. Now, these videos all got a bunch of views, probably a lot of subscribers. But the thing about getting a bunch of views is, for Hermosi specifically, he's teaching people how to get rich. Chances are the people watching this video don't have a lot of money. They're at the very start of their journey and they can't afford to work with Hormozi at a very large, high ticket scale. But the content serves its purpose because the whole purpose of top of funnel content is just to reach as many people as possible, build up your channel, get more subscribers, get more views. But remember, subscribers don't pay you cash, which takes me to my middle of funnel examples here. So we have watch me build a lead magnet for my agency, step-by-step guide, video for myself here, how to grow on YouTube and get high paying clients step by step. Go watch this video after this one. Video from Brian NG here, full YouTube script writing course, 1 hour plus. Video from Nick Sarayev, how I hit $25,000 per month selling automation services. So this is non-student case study. It's actually a personal case study. The reason I have Brian NG's video highlighted here is because it's an hour plus, and YouTube loves these long form videos that are, over an hour long, because YouTube, like every other streaming platform, is obsessed with watch time. So if they notice people are spending a lot of time watching this video, they're going to push it out to more people. Even if they only spend 10 minutes watching this hour, 30-minute long video, YouTube's still going to say, hey, people are spending minutes watching this person's content, and they're going to show it to more people. So anyone who has a service where they can create a full step-by-step tutorial or course around it that can go for over an hour long, just going in full depth, highly recommend it, because this is the best way as a business owner, agency owner, to blow up your channels by creating long form videos like this. I have one in the works right now, but I want to make sure it's very thorough, very detailed. So it's taking me a bit longer to put out. All right, now we have our bottom of funnel content here, very self-explanatory here. Just case studies. So he went from 100K to 200K per month in 120 days, how he built 150K per month email marketing agency inside Client Ascension, 0 to 20K per month SMMA in 4 months, Georgia story. Now, all of these people right here, Daniel Fazio, Charlie Morgan, Leo Moore, they all have coaching and consulting agencies where they're showing that, hey, the solutions I provide to my students or to my clients actually work. Here's some proof of results. And more specifically, if I was someone who's starting brand new, not making any money, and I saw this video, how George went to 20K per month in SMMA in just a few months, I'm going to watch this video. Then I'm going to click on whatever link Charlie has in his description, because I want to learn more. I want this result for myself. And chances are I'm just going to go straight to booking a call with Charlie because I want to make cash. And that's the purpose of these bottom of funnel videos. They're seeing the results. They're seeing their dream outcome. They want those results. They're going to book a call with you. Whereas these step-by-step middle of funnel videos, these are more so where people are going to opt in to just learn more about you, watch more of your content, download your lead magnets. We'll talk about that shortly as well. And we really, again, want to focus on middle of funnel and bottom of funnel here. All right, let's move on to step 2, which is research. So there's multiple forms of research you should be doing before diving into your scripting process, which is, first off, study successful channels in your niche. So whatever content they're putting out, whether it's tutorials, reviews, or case studies, see what's working best in your niche. That way it's going to give you a better idea of how you can just implement that to your channel and start using what works right away. Next, obviously, you need to be an expert on the type of content you're putting out, or you will be exposed very quickly. So read blogs, watch content from other experts, gather as much industry knowledge as you can before you script your content. You should have a deep understanding of what you're talking about before you create content around a subject, obviously. The next is keyword research. So use YouTube's search bar and autocomplete feature to type in your niche topic and look at suggested phrases. And you can use tools like vidIQ to identify popular keywords. And I'll show you what I mean by using YouTube's search bar. All right, so if I'm in the cold email space and I'm looking to validate my title ideas or just validate the type of content I'm about to make, what I would do is I would type in cold email and see what, is auto completing. So we have outreach here, lead generation, template, tutorial, and already these 4 things right here are perfect examples of the type of content I should be creating and the keywords that I should be putting in my title. So people are obviously interested in using cold email as lead generation. So I'd come up with the title like the perfect lead generation style for cold email. And that's just off the top, but that's exactly how I would use the YouTube search bar as a tool to validate ideas and see what my ICPs are looking up. All right, and lastly, we want to analyze our competitors' videos. So yes, go on their channel, watch their content, look for the outlier, which is the highest performing videos on their channel, just to understand what's working best in your niche. This is going to help you get a deeper understanding for your ICP, what they're interested in learning about. And also, if that video has a bunch of comments, read all the comments. See if your ICP is like, yo, this is a banger, this really helped me. Or if your ICP is asking questions that weren't fully answered in the video, that way you can create content around their questions on what they want to learn about, or just create a similar style of content to what's just performing really well. And if all of this seems like a lot in your researching process, don't be afraid to leverage AI. Go on to ChatGPT and copy and paste all the blogs and transcripts from knowledgeable experts and ask ChatGPT to summarize it for you in a bullet pointed fashion. That way, you can inject all that knowledge into your conscious and understand it at a much faster rate. You don't have to spend hours on hours watching videos and reading blogs when you have AI to do that for you. All right, now we're about to move on to step 3, which I told you was a very, very essential and important step in this process that you really need to focus on. Before we dive into that, I just wanted to show you these free trainings I created that you can get in my description below. It goes more into depth on the topics we're talking about today, even setting up your YouTube channel if you don't have one already, just to get some more information from me. It's in the description below. All right, step 3, packaging. So let's dive into this. And the reason I say packaging is probably the most important step, or at least very, very high up there, is because if our packaging isn't good, then nobody's going to click on the video to watch, and we can have the most banger content ever, but it makes no fucking difference if no one clicks on the video to watch. So we first want to start off with creating a click-worthy title. You want to use up to 70 characters because Google truncates longer titles in search results. So up to 70 characters, no more, no longer than that. And then blend intrigue with your description. So, for example, how I landed $10,000 clients using YouTube step by step. And you also want to front load keywords for SEO. So, high ticket sales strategy, for example. Ensure the title aligns with the video's content to avoid misleading viewers. The words in the title should be different from the words in the thumbnail. Now, this should be highlighted as well. That's huge. You don't want to use the same words in your thumbnail that you have in your title. It's redundant. Now, another pro tip I have here is your metadata, right? So match your video file name and thumbnail file name to the title. So for example, high ticket sales strategy.mp4 and high ticket sales strategy.png for better SEO. Do all of these tips I'm giving you because it's just going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. And I'll also show you this on the uploading process as well later on in the video. And step 2 is design an irresistible thumbnail. So use the 3-element rule. 1 main element driving curiosity, 2 supporting elements providing context, show the results viewers want. So, for example, a revenue graph or client success story, create a curiosity graph. So, show before and after transformations or tease a surprising outcome. And then create 3 distinct designs and use YouTube's A/B testing feature to find the best performer. And your checklist for thumbnail should be visible at small sizes, understandable in under 1 second, and stands out in a crowded feed. Now I have some examples here of the thumbnails I've created here. And this is most likely the one that you've clicked on to watch this video. And if you clicked on it, that means it was a pretty good thumbnail. Next, this one probably is not showing up because I ran these 2 together, and this one was the clear winner right here. Yep, this was the winner. Oh my gosh, my handwriting is terrible. But the reason it probably won is because I had a good before and after transition, very clearly defined in the thumbnail. And what I use to create my thumbnails is Photoshop. Now, the next part in your packaging is writing an optimized description. So include relevant keywords naturally within the first 2 lines. It's important because these appear in search results. Then provide a brief summary of the video's value proposition, add timestamps for key sections to improve navigation and retention. So these are chapters. Include links to related sources, offers, or playlists, so lead magnets. And then your example structure should be hook. Briefly explain what viewers will learn. Keywords, naturally include your target keywords. Links, add calls to action, so download my free guide here. Timestamps, break down the video in chapters. Then lastly, add tags and metadata, which we talked about. So, adding tags, I'm not sure how much it actually helps, but it sure as hell doesn't hurt. Use variations of keywords to capture broader searches and just add it onto your process. And again, at the end of this video, I'm going to show myself uploading a video. That way you see every single thing I do and you can mirror it on your own content. And something we need to talk about that's absolutely essential is lead magnets. So you need to have some sort of value in the form of a lead magnet to collect leads. Not every viewer is going to book a call right away with you. So it's essential you create free, valuable assets to give to your ICP in exchange for their email address. Then offer that lead magnet in your CTAs. Now, there's a rule of thumb when it comes to content, and it is the 7-hour rule. What this means is your ICP needs to spend 7 hours with you before they decide to buy from you. And if they're watching a video from you that's maybe 15 minutes long and they watch 7 minutes of it, that's only 7 minutes out of the 7 hours. But if they download your lead magnet and spend about 30 to 50 minutes reading it and actually going through it, getting value from it, then that's 57 minutes right there out of the 7 hours that they spent with you, and they're that closer to purchasing from you and becoming a client. Now, with that being said, your lead magnet actually needs to be good and valuable, or they're going to read it and be pissed off that they even spent a second reading it and they're never going to buy from you. So, your lead magnets need to be as in depth and detailed as your actual content itself. Now, speaking of the actual content itself, let's talk a little bit about scripting. I could make an entire video on this alone, but I'm going to give you a very brief high-level overview of instructions you can use today to start writing good scripts to get your point across and also convert viewers into clients. Okay, now, so the structure of your script should be split into 3 parts. You have your hook, your body, your outro. Your hook is going to grab attention immediately and set expectations. And what your body is going to do is you're going to deliver on the promise you gave in your hook, and you're going to deliver it in an engaging and structured way. Your outro, you're going to wrap up the video and include a clear call to action, a CTA. Now, the key components of writing an effective hook are: 1, relate to the viewer. So start with a relatable statement that connects with your audience's situations or emotions. So for example, when I started my agency, I had 0 experience or portfolio. And then establish credibility. So share a bold but truthful claim or social proof to build trust. So for example, in just 30 days, I made $5,000 as a complete beginner. Then next, you want to set expectations. So clearly explain what viewers will gain by watching the video. So for example, I'll show you how to land your first client through YouTube step by step. And then you want to create some intrigue, right? Add an incentive for viewers to watch until the end by teasing valuable information. So for example, stick around to see how I achieve this outcome by working only 3 to 4 hours per day. And some more tips for your hook here: keep it concise, trim any unnecessary details, and avoid fluff. So literally just get straight to the point. You don't want to keep rambling on, have any jargon. And also use pattern interrupts, so any bold claims you have to grab attention immediately. Typically the best bold claims or anything regarding dream outcomes. So for example, and when I implemented this strategy, I made $100,000 in a month doing exactly what I'm telling you to do. And you can take a look at my hook at the very beginning of this video to see how I implemented all of these tips that I'm giving you here. And now we're on to crafting the body of our script. So split the body into 2 to 3 main points, or more if necessary. Each point should address a specific aspect of the topic. So example, for a video on landing clients, point 1 is going to be your outreach method, so sending IG DMs. Point 2, identifying ideal clients, so picking a niche. And use bullet points instead of scripting word for word. This prevents you from sounding robotic or very monotone because you're just trying to memorize something. I mean, it allows natural delivery and flexibility during the recording process. And in each point that you're making, include examples and elaboration. So expand on each bullet point with real world examples, stories, or case studies. And a lot of people tell you, like, to be successful, you have to be a really good storyteller, which is true. But the best way to tell stories isn't by being some like amazing story writer that should go fucking work for Disney or something. It's by literally sharing real world examples in a structured way that takes your ICP from point A to point Z. So for example, if I wanted to use real world examples in storytelling to expand on the point on why bullet points work better than scripting word for word, I would do it like this. So I have a friend named John who started creating content on YouTube for his business. And when he started, he was scripting out all of his videos word for word. Because of that, it was taking him hours on hours to record just a simple 10-minute video. He kept messing up on his lines, he kept forgetting lines, and it was discouraging him from even wanting to record. He hated the process. And even when he did get the video out and uploaded it, his retention was down. He wasn't getting any subscribers because he was coming off as a robot, and that seeps through your content. You come off as unauthentic. But when he switched to bullet points over scripting word for word, it allowed him to start being himself more. He wasn't worried about memorizing lines. He was able to speak from experience and give out knowledge off of what he really knows, which is his business. And it allowed him to record much faster. And that actually resonated with his audience. He started getting subscriber counts. He started getting people opting into his calendar to work with him because they could tell he was genuine and knowledgeable about what he was talking about. Now, Although those points I made was true, that story is not real. That's just how I would use real world examples and storytelling to expand on bullet points and how you can do the same. Now, the next thing you want to do is include early calls to action. So, add a small, discrete CTA within the first 30% of the video. And the reason for this is because typically all of your viewers are not watching from start to finish on all of your videos, meaning if you leave your calls to action at the very end, chances are they're not going to be seen by all of your viewers or a large percent of them at least. So what you can do is, and like you saw earlier in this video, what I did, you caught me, is if you want access to my 5 free trainings, click the link in the description below. And what I did is I said it really quickly. It tied into the concept of the video and I just brought it up earlier rather than waiting till the very end to say that. And the next thing you want to do is write a strong outro. And you want to transition smoothly from your body to your outro. So instead of just having an abrupt switch to the outro, so for example, say something like, so that's exactly how I landed my first client, and then go into your CTA. And this is your last and final CTA. So you use a CTA within the first 30%. And then at the very end of the video, where you remind your viewers to take action, whether it's subscribe, click a link, download your lead magnet, or book a call to work with you or purchase a product. And again, keep it concise, avoid dragging out the intro, keep it short and focused. Then some more general scripting tips here. So trim any excess content, remove any redundant or overly detailed sections. Less is more. Optimize for retention. Place your most intriguing point right after the hook to keep viewers engaged early on, and use open loops. So create curiosity by teasing information that will be revealed later in this video. An example I have for that is I'll share my exact outreach template, but first let's talk about finding ideal clients. And another thing I want you to remember before we stop talking about scripting is that all your videos do not need to be talking head videos where it's just you literally talking to the camera. What I'm showing you right now is literally a script. You can be on camera like I am right now, share your screen, and that is perfectly acceptable, especially on these step-by-step tutorials. Trust me, this is the way to go. You do not always need to be talking head style. All right, now that is your brief high-level overview on the scripting process. Let's jump into recording. Let's talk about the softwares that I use. I use OBS to record. I use Premiere Pro to edit. I use my iPhone as a camera to record me. I have like a little $7 tripod I got off Amazon. I'll put a picture somewhere here after I'm done filming. It's truly such a simple setup. I did not spend thousands of dollars at all. Probably the most expensive thing I'm using right now is this Shure mic. I don't have any fancy lighting. I'm using all natural light right now. So keep that in mind about your recording process. You don't need to overcomplicate it. You just need to be on camera, giving good information and providing good value. So this is typically what I tell my clients before recording. Just make sure you read everything out loud the night before. Make sure it sounds true to your voice, because when I'm scripting for my clients, I'm not them. They would say things differently than I would. At the end of the day, it's your content. You need to speak how you would speak to your audience. You know your audience better than I do. And when you're recording something like the hook that's like talking style, how I did at the very beginning of this video, the easiest way to do it without a teleprompter is memorize one sentence, pause, look at the camera like this, read the line, pause again, keeping eye contact with the camera, and then look over to your script, memorize another line, come back to the camera, pause, say the line, pause again, and then just keep going back and forth till you have the hook completed. You know, take as many takes as you need until you're happy with the end result. So don't think because you messed up one line that you're like, oh, fuck, I'm screwed. Nope, just keep saying it till it flows smoothly. You don't want to put something out that you're not happy with. And then your internal state, you just want to make sure that you have some enthusiasm, some excitement, a very high energy in your videos, because people remember how you made them feel than the actual words they heard you say. So it's also very helpful to picture yourself talking to your actual ICP or an actual person instead of just talking to your phone or a camera like we're all doing. And that's going to make the conversation more organic. All right, now let's talk about the actual recording of your videos. So you want to make sure you're framing your shot properly. You want to keep yourself in the center of the video frame without cutting your head off or leaving too much space between your head and the top of the frame. Here are a few great examples of fantastic framing. And hello, there's myself right there. Nice to see you. And then we have some few examples right here. All great framing. You see centered, not too much space at the top of his head. He is the focus of attention in the video, which is what you want. And then for audio, you want to make sure you're in a quiet room away from noise. This is going to give you the cleanest and most crisp audio. If there's anyone else in your room or in the vicinity, please also tell them to be quiet so that you can ensure to get the best quality audio possible. And lighting, you want to record in a room where there's a lot of natural light like myself, or if not, you want to face a source of light so that you will be lit up properly. And then again, to focus again on your internal state, you want to have a high level of emotion and empathy so that your audience feels that you can help them with their problem that they are facing. For that reason, it's very powerful to imagine yourself talking to an actual person and not to your phone as you record these. You have to think of your videos as they will truly impact and change lives. And that's the mindset you should be in when you film these videos. And think about your tone as if you're making a statement. Your tone should be neutral, slightly downward inflecting, meaning your tone should be consistent at the end of your words. All right, now let's focus on the uploading process here. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this video I'm recording right now as an example. Obviously, I'm still recording the footage here, so it's not the legitimate video file, but this is everything I would do. So I would click and drag that here. It's uploading. And as you see, the complete YouTube strategy to close high ticket clients, full guide. And the reason I wanted you to see this here is because I wanted to show you that the metadata on the file name is exactly the same title that I'm using for the video itself. So you want to keep that all the same. And now description. Okay, back with the description here. Did not want to bore you with you seeing me write it, but following the framework I gave you on the Miro board, this is how I would write the description. So this YouTube strategy will ensure you close high ticket clients consistently. I'm providing a full guide end to end on the process you need to take as an agency owner to create an operating YouTube sales funnel. You'll learn the 6-step process to dial in your YouTube strategy and start attracting high ticket clients ready to purchase your service. Download my lead magnet here, book a call with me here, and then chapters, which you would do like 0 intro, return 2 minutes here, step 1, etc. And then I have the thumbnail uploaded. If you did not see the thumbnail itself, the metadata, same as the video file. What I did was just copy and paste that, and it's the same thumbnail name right here. Now, what you'll want to do as well is have multiple thumbnails here. I just uploaded this one for sake of example. Now, playlists, I created playlists on my channel. You should do the same, just helps for SEO purposes. And this is going to be underneath YouTube growth content. So I'll hit done. No, it is not made for kids. Show more. No. And then what I do is I deselect all of these things, add tags. So I would do like YouTube strategy, YouTube content, sales funnel, marketing, YouTube marketing, high ticket clients, or I'll do high ticket leads, high ticket clients. I really just try and put in any tags that I think are relevant to my video. So I'll spend a little bit more time doing that. And then everything else on this page, I do not really touch. I'll go next, video elements. So what I'll do is I'll add end screen, and I'm going to promote the next video I want you guys to watch. And I'll click on this. I'll do choose specific video. All right, so I'll have the video I want to direct my audience to, and then subscribe right here to get them to subscribe. I'll hit save. And then you can also add a card. So I'll just hit add right here, choose a video, choose the same video, and I'll put it at the very end right there. Hit save, hit next, no issues found, next. And then I would either post it right away, or I would hit private and then schedule for when I want it to be released. And that's the exact upload process I would take so you can follow along and implement. And this video is obviously much longer than 2 minutes. This is just for an example so that you know the full entire step-by-step process on what it takes on creating a complete YouTube strategy to close high ticket clients in your niche. All right, so there you have it, a full step-by-step process on creating a YouTube strategy that will most definitely attract your high-ticket leads in your niche and start helping you print cash from your channel right away. Now, if the entire process itself seems a bit overwhelming, you can book a call with me with the link in the description below, and I will help you out on a one-to-one basis to make sure the process is as seamless as possible, where all you have to do is worry about the recording and I will handle the rest. If that sounds like something that's interested to you, again, book a call with me with the link below and I will help you out. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.